all of a sudden I get DM'd and people are saying that I am the celebrity pastor apologist.
He's caping for celebrity pastor. Accusation is he's caping for celebrity pastor.
Ruslan.
Everyone's been coming at Ray because he's caping for celebrity pastors.
Wait, what? Wait a second.
This will offend Ray's industry connects. That's a Jay-Z reference, by the way. This might offend my political connects. Anyway, so Ray, a lot of folks DM'd you. What was the latest outrage that they DM'd you about? It was the Mike Todd Easter thing, right?
When I'm charitable on Mike Todd and Carl Lentz and saying, hey, man, what if this is a good thing, right? Yeah. All of a sudden, I get DM'd and people are saying that I am the celebrity pastor apologist.
He's caping for celebrity pastor. Accusation is he's caping for celebrity pastor.
I get on shows, I get on YouTube channels with over 300,000 subscribers to smooth things over so that these people will be okay with them, right? But then here's the thing. I also get DMs from people who are connected to those people that I basically was charitable to and was told, mind your business, you have no reason to be talking about these people.
Oh, hold on. You got to give us an example.
Okay,
hold on. You said you get DMs from people, from the handlers of these celebrity pastors.
Don't say handlers.
You know they got handlers. Stop it. John Keith, you know they got handlers. There's Christian rappers out here with handlers.
No, we have mutual friends. We have mutual friends. And they'll reach out to me and say, yo, like, but why even say anything at all?
You know, the funny thing is I'm in all these guys' DMs and they never reach out to me.
It's because you're like Christian, like TMZ.
But I'm willing to have a conversation with everybody.
For sure, yeah.
But
I'm saying they're scared.
The wise guys talk to TMZ.
Yeah.
Right? I saw Daz Dillinger on TMZ today.
There it is.
Yeah, you know. So go ahead, Ray.
Well, you can't win with anybody.
Yep.
You can't win with you can't win with anybody. If I say, hey, you know what? If I go to Ruslan and I said, yo, I turned the question around. I remember this specifically. I said, Ruslan, well, what do you think of the idea of Carl Lentz being under Tim Ross and Tim Ross influencing Carl Lentz? You were like, that's a great idea.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when I said, hey, it's okay to feel critical over somebody who has a history of doing, funky stuff, that is okay as well.
Yep. Let Ray get this off. Ray is upset that the handlers of celebrity pastors message him to say nothing, and that fans think he's being too charitable.
No,
I think that's a great place to be. I think that's a great place to be.
Yeah.
Because you're holding space for tension.
Yeah.
You're holding space for hard conversations.
Yeah.
That
is rooted in love.
That is rooted in love, and it's good. And sometimes anyone is susceptible to go too far or not far enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes we won't go far enough in calling out stuff, which is, I would say, a lot of your friends. Mad soft, got a lot to say behind the scenes, mad passive aggressive on stage about guys like myself, but never want to have a conversation with me. Okay? They don't go far enough. And sometimes guys like myself, we go a little too far.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'll own that, and I'll take down videos, but the difference is I always reach out.
Yeah.
I always reach out. And I think that should be baseline.
And that's noble.
You had a lot of fans DM you saying that you were caping for some of these guys.
People from this channel.
People from this channel.
Was like, I had, and I had good stuff too. Some people were like, hey man, thank you so much. It's led me to pray for Carl Lentz and Mike Todd, to believe the best.
Yes.
Because the fact of the matter is the world is getting darker and we need the most gifted, talented people that are great speakers like these guys to tell people about Jesus.
Amen.
I don't win by assuming that there's this massive evil plan and that there are these wicked people.
Christian Illuminati, that we're working with Satan to compromise the church. Yeah.
It's my job to believe good.
Yep. And to believe the best, pray for them, and when there's opportunities to be truthful.
Absolutely.
To be truthful with them.
Absolutely.
So that's good.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. John Keith, what do you think?
I think yes.
Go for it.
I'll say, for instance, I personally have gripes with. I got qualms. I got I was gonna make a word. I couldn't do it. With Mike Todd, right?
Okay.
I pray for Mike Todd, like in
As
real
do I.
life.
Yep.
I actually do that.
Yep.
But I don't like when I hear okay, so the world is dark and we need the most gifted, talented people to whatever. I'm like, I'm not saying it's not, but it makes me say, like, is that true? Is that like what we do we need gifted speakers to have the biggest platforms right now?
That's a very different question, though.
Right. But I'm saying, like, because Mike Todd is one of the like greatest communicators, period. He's amazing at preaching. My thing is, though, I'm like, you're gifted. You're absolutely gifted. But when you think about what biblically what a pastor is supposed to be, should you hold that title? And you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I mean, and mind you, I also have qualms with just mega churches in general.
Right.
I'm like, I think we have to think about like the whole structure of having a mega church and like all of this, the production and all of that kind of stuff. And that's kind of a different conversation. But like, I don't know. I just don't, and I'm saying I don't have an answer, but that is something I think about. I'm like, is that what we need?
Can I play?
Is that what we
Can
need?
I play Mike Todd apologist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it, because I'm tired of being freaking.
So 2 things to think about. One, in some circles, that those requirements, and I'm not speaking for him, but I'm just fleshing this out. In some circles, 1 Timothy 3, the requirements of an elder, and Titus, they don't view that as the lead pastor. Like they would view someone over the lead pastor to have those requirements. Yeah. Where I think in our circle, we would view those as requirements for the head over a church. Right. So I think some of that may be, well, Todd is gifted. Todd kind of got into this position by happenstance or by the hand of God. We'll build it as we go. We'll figure it out, and it'll get cleaned up in time. And so as you're seeing guys like Tim Ross come around, as you're seeing other guys that are apparently on the ground and helping with some of the theology, the logic is, well, God's clearly...
You said Tim Ross got on the ground and helping with the theology of...
Tim Ross is overseeing Mike Todd. Tim Ross is like one of his elders, if you will. Hey, you want to see something crazy? 67% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. Do me a quick favor, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date on all the videos here on the Blessed God Studios channel.
Here's the one thing I will say.
Yeah.
What I am saying is it a net positive when somebody is that much of a great speaker and has a great ability to communicate? Do I need them talking about the gospel, telling people about Jesus? Is it a net positive them talking about Jesus, or is it a net negative for me to believe in their demise? I'm believing for their growth.
Yeah,
I don't think he's believing in their demise.
No.
To be fair, and I don't think anyone is.
I know you're not believing in their demise, but what I'm basically saying is we have to be careful in saying that we need more people telling people about Jesus. That's basically what I'm getting at.
And the way I would look, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I get that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm at the point. I just don't know if it's a net like positive, because I'm like, I don't know. I haven't met anyone in my short 26 years of being alive that's like, they have never heard of Jesus. I know there are people. There definitely are people. You know what I'm saying? But like in America, I mean, Jesus is what in the world? He's just the most famous person who's ever lived, period, right? And then we have people who like, and there's like there's this thing with pastors where it's like, okay, well, if the gift, like being gifted and speaking and communicating, is like, oh, I'm gonna come up with these like analogies and these things that's gonna like stick with people. Like every time you sit and thinking about something, you need to ask, is it a good idea or a God idea? And it's like, oh, that sounds really good. That sticks with me because like the double alliteration, and it sounds like I love it. It sticks with me. I'm gonna remember that. But it's like, let
me ask you a question. Would you rather it be Andrew Tate? You see what I'm saying? If not,
that's a good question. That's a great question.
If it's not,
that's a great question.
If it's not, so for my whole thing is this:
absolutely,
people will fill up space, and for me, I'd rather have somebody who is like working things out, or assume that they're working things out and talking about Jesus, than somebody trying to pimp out girls. You know what I'm saying? And showing you how to build a 6-figure business by having fans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a good point. But I would also add that, okay, so in San Diego, there's the Rock Church, right? And the Rock Church, for the most part, has been reasonable theologically, right?
Yeah.
But it's a mega church. It's a mega church. It's a seeker-friendly mega church that, 15, 20 years ago didn't have a ton of depth, didn't have a ton of connection, but they would always have their Sunday night service. People would go and hear about Jesus. You could bring your friends to church. It was the cool church. This was when Miles was younger. It was the cool church 15, 20 years ago, right? And specifically that Sunday night service. And so even though they didn't have a ton of connection, they didn't go super deep. You're talking 1 or 2 verses for a whole sermon, maybe 5, right? It was still an on-ramp for people to get exposed to the gospel, to be persuaded, to believe in Jesus.
100%.
And then God, in my opinion, God in his sovereignty and in his providence would move people along to other churches. And so the Rock became this massive front door for a lot of young people in San Diego to initially get saved. Yeah. And then over time end up in more solid churches, if you will. And I don't see, and I think maybe what Ray is getting at is that some of the stuff that we're seeing is the same as that. Like so if you're seeing Mike Todd, that's still an on-ramp. Like that's still people hearing about Jesus. And then God willing, they'll get into a good, sound, Bible-believing, connected group. And Mike Todd is a part of that on-ramp process. I checked out their sermon and there was like 10,000 people watching the live stream. Yeah. Plus however many people are in that building. Right. There's people that are hearing about Jesus, not as if they've never heard the name of Jesus, but they're hearing the gospel or even if it's a soft version of the gospel, right? A watered down version of the gospel. They're still hearing about Jesus in a positive light that I think could lead them. And I believe God in his providence can use flawed people that are in error to get them plugged into churches. I think that's a W. I think that's what you're getting at. Like
that's
it's a net positive in
and
that
chat,
regard.
notice, chat, I know you guys are watching this and you're like, oh, he's missing. Yeah. Listen, look, here's the fact. The fact of the matter is that we started this conversation with saying, hey, we prefer guys like Greg Laurie, seasoned people. We prefer people to be connected to that 2 Timothy, to that 1 Corinthians, those requirements that are for a pastor, right? That live out those things. But what I'm talking about is that on board. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, this is always an ideal. You know what I'm saying? But to not have it at all might be bad as well. Yeah.
And I think in all that, like you also have to be charitable in what he's saying and what he's not saying.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And there's stuff that I think he could have said better, and there's stuff that he just flat out didn't say. And anyway, that's neither here. I don't want to beat a dead horse. But I think that's kind of what Ray is attempting to say.
Yeah.
Hey, this clip is from our daily after party stream. If you enjoyed it, consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast, Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. The perks are amazing. You should get on there. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.